Today's video shows off Nordhagen Beach, a possible settlement and, well, just a lovely part of Boston to be. You're nestled between the Boston airport and the raider stronghold of Libertalia. This place has a modest building size, as well as 2 settlers and child already working away. Now, the settlers themselves cannot be reassigned to any other settlement, so you're stuck with them, but they can be used as provisioners. As for the child, he will farm the gourds. If you reassign the adults, well, you can still have him farming up to 12 gourds, which he will do automatically. You can scrap virtually everything bar the house itself and a rather pesky shipping container that's located over here. When we enter the workshop mode, you can see that the border extends quite a bit out to the water, so water purifiers is definitely recommended in this area. And it goes more or less up to the bridge. Attacks come from the bridge, from the water line itself, so if you do build very close, sometimes raiders can spawn in the settlement already, so walling this place off can be a little pesky, and they'll come from the direction of Fort Strong. You're basically surrounded at this settlement. Now, in terms of items, well, you can scrap lots of the driftwood and get yourself some supplies, but it is recommended that you get a provisioner set up to other settlements to make up for everything that you might lack here. There's a chemistry station and some bedding already inside, so at least they won't complain about that. Some fertilizer to get you started, and as I said, scrapping all of the nearby things will get you, well, net you a fair amount. You can scrap the likes of the tractor and the truck to get some space. Now this place, as I said, nestled north of Fort Strong. It has 2 little points of interest that you'll want to check out. The first one is due sort of northeast towards Libertalia. It's a tank where you can find a combat rifle. It's normally pretty easy to spot. You can see the 2 turrets just poking out over the horizon. I'll show you what a fully built up settlement looks like afterwards. So let's get up to the tank here. Little lifeguard post with some first aid. Pick up the combat rifle if you can disarm the frag grenade fast enough. That actually took care of our little ghoul problem. He normally pokes his head out, but it seems the mine took care of him as well. This tank was on a patrol to Fort Strong when it got beached down, well, on the beach. Sand isn't exactly the best thing for a tank that weighs nearly 70 tons. Now, if we go this way, I think canonically it weighs about 70 tons. It's a ridiculous number for the tank. Oh, that's super heavy armor, I suppose. Going further down the road, if you're going to Fort Strong, you can find a Stingray, one of the experimental fighters that's upside down, and a little abandoned house here. Not much in the way of items. Not a few things you can pick up. The most important thing is the little, usually forgotten about bunker near Fort Strong where there's a completely undefended suit of, you guessed it, power armor. In this case, it's actually some X01 Mark V, a torso, so that's not a bad find whatsoever. Alright, now let me show you what Nordhagen can be. Well, the possibilities for this settlement is endless. This is my take on it. So, welcome to the village of Nordhagen. I have artillery pieces that can aim at both the airport, Fort Strong, and Libertalia. So if I need any support, they're on the way. It's connected via provisioner to a nearby settlement. We have clothing available from one of our many vendors. Lots of water purifiers. I have turrets and guards posted at every corner, but mainly overlooking the bridge here. And if we call down, I use some of the nearby aircraft that I scrapped to make this into both a general store and a bar where people can relax, chill out, play their favourite tunes, and kind of forget about the problems of the wasteland. Moving on round, this place is powered by 2 fusion generators, and water purifiers make up a very large amount of this settlement. We have some junkyard dogs for increased happiness. An armourer will keep us well stocked, as well as a little housing complex here, again made out of remains of the aircraft from the nearby airport. They have everything they may need here. This place holds a population of 20 settlers. Happiness is quite good. And if I hit the workshop here, you can see that we produce nearly 410 water, far more than we ever need to. it actually leads to a lot of extremely nasty attacks on the settlement, as defense is normally worked out by your food and water combined. So as you can see, we are somewhat lacking in that department. But if I scrap some more weapons, we can definitely expand this place a little more. Frame rate for a farm this size is pretty good. The child labourer, as I've got, farms all the gourds here. And as I said, attacks normally come from every direction. So when you spawn in, make sure your welcome mat is pretty central. Last but not least, we have our weapon gun shop. This guy deals all of the best gear. He's even living on site. With that, that is Nordhagen Beach and what it can become for you. As for the inside here, I just left the beds. It's handy enough to keep everyone happy. A true powerhouse of the Commonwealth this is. And with that, that is Nordhagen Beach. Hope you've enjoyed the guide. Thank you for watching. See you all in the next one.